Dr. Ziltaran had practiced veterinary medicine for 3 decades across 5 star systems. The Kixlari physician had seen countless species, treated impossible cases, and earned accolades from the Galactic Veterinary Council. But as she stared at the dying Frilac pup on her operating table, even her expertise reached its limit. "The internal damage is catastrophic," Ziltaran announced, her 6 fingers trembling over the scanner. "Organ failure, fractured skeletal structure, severe hemorrhaging. No one can save it." The pup's owner, a young Frilac named Cormel, let out a keening wail that echoed through the clinic. His bonded companion, barely 6 months old, had been struck by a transport vehicle. The prognosis was absolute, euthanasia was the only mercy. "Wait." A voice cut through the despair. Dr. Sarah Morrison stepped forward from the observation area, her human features calm but determined. She was the new veterinary consultant the station had hired, a specialist in unconventional methods, though most dismissed her as inexperienced compared to established galactic practitioners. "With respect, Dr. Morrison," Ziltaran's translator conveyed her condescending tone, "you've been in space for 3 months. I've treated species you've never heard of. This is beyond." "I've treated worse," Sarah interrupted, rolling up her sleeves. "On Earth, we have a saying, where there's life, there's hope." She smiled at the bewildered alien vet. "Watch me." Ziltaran's mandibles clicked in disbelief, but she stepped aside. Sarah's hands moved with practiced precision. She stabilized the pup's vitals using a cocktail of medications that made Ziltaran's eyes widen, dosages that should have been toxic but somehow worked. She employed surgical techniques that seemed reckless, manual compression instead of standard stasis fields, improvised sutures using available materials, and a bypass procedure that galactic medical texts deemed theoretically possible but practically impossible. "You're using manual manipulation?" Ziltaran gasped. "Without neural guidance systems?" "Human surgeons performed open-heart surgery for decades before computers existed," Sarah replied, her fingers dancing through the pup's chest cavity. "We learned to trust our hands before we trusted our tools." Hours passed. Where galactic medicine relied on automated systems and standardized protocols, Sarah applied intuition, experience, and sheer stubborn refusal to give up. She worked through textbook impossibilities with Earthborn ingenuity, using cold packs when stasis fields failed, performing CPR when the heart monitor flatlined, even singing softly to keep herself focused during the most delicate repairs. Finally, the pup's breathing steadied. Its vital signs normalized. Sarah sutured the final incision and stepped back, exhausted but triumphant. Ziltaran stared at her scanner in disbelief. Impossible. The organ regeneration, the bone fusion. How? Sarah wiped her brow. On Earth, we don't have one species to treat. We have millions. Dogs, cats, birds, reptiles, fish, each with unique physiology. We learn to improvise, adapt, and never give up on a patient. She gently stroked the sleeping pup's head. You said, no one can save it. But you've never met a human vet who grew up saving barn animals at 3 a.m. with nothing but determination and duct tape. Cormel approached, tears streaming down his face, and touched Sarah's hand, a Frilac gesture of eternal gratitude. Ziltaran watched the human carefully clean her instruments, and a new understanding dawned. Humans didn't just refuse to accept impossible odds. They had built an entire civilization on defying them.